the best and the quickest way to execute this project is through direct contracting, Mr. President. But eventually, because of that GPPB regulation, eventually they decided to conduct a public bidding, Mr. President.
Thank God for that, Mr.
Yeah,
Chair.
you're absolutely correct, Mr. President. Your observation is 100% accurate, Mr. President.
At dahil, itong susunod na tanong ko, siguro dahil mga mambabatas po tayo, Mr. Chair, ito po yung pinaka-importanting, or isa sa pinaka-importanting tanong ko tungkol sa bagay na to, Mr. Chair. Dun sa sulat, ang nakasite ay RA 9184 nga, yung lumang procurement law. Hindi yung bagong RA 12009 o New Government Procurement Act. Yung bagong batas, mas mahigpit ang requirements para sa direct contracting kung sakali. Gaya ng mandatory market scoping para nga maipakita na no suitable substitute exists. So, may dahilan po ba na yung sinite ay yung lumang batas at hindi yung bagong batas, Mr. Chair, Mr. President?
Yeah, sorry for the delay, Mr. President.
It's all right, Mr. Chair.
I was just getting more details, Mr. President. So, well, Mr. President, the simple answer was that time the IRR of the new law was not promulgated yet. It was not released yet, so they used the old law. But the way I understand this, Mr. President, is there are 360 lots, and one lot is composed of several schools, Mr. President. So in other words, they conducted one bidding, but per lot, a different winner can actually be declared, depending on the price and quality, Mr. President. So may bidding itong 360 na nangyari, in short.
Yes. I-check ko na lang po siguro pagkatapos itong interpellation, Mr. Chair, kung hindi pa nga available yung IRR nung bagong batas. But the fact is, may bagong batas na noon, and in fact, in most, if not all of the laws we pass, Mr. Chair, may repeal clause pa siya. So malinaw yung spirit nung batas na nire-repeal yung nauna at ito na yung mangingibabaw. And in a way, yung IRR ay yung letter of the law na kailangan naman talaga sumunod para ma-apply po natin.
But as an additional information, Mr. President, during the time na they're preparing for this, wala pa yung IRR. Pero the actual bidding, apparently, I was informed, they used the new law already during the actual bidding, Mr. President.
And again, Mr. Chair, that's really good. Thank God for that.
Yes, Mr. President. And thank you, Mr. President, for being vigilant so that our agencies will know that we are very strict when it comes to bidding and making sure that the correct prices are only the correct prices will only be used for procurement, Mr. President.
At saka syempre po, Mr. Chair, alam natin bilang mambabatas, gusto natin magtagumpay yung mga departments natin, lalo na sa mga bagong programa nila. At yung ambag natin tungo doon ay yung mga batas na ipinapasa natin para maging gabay sa kanilang implementasyon,
Tama, Mr.
Chair. So, matapos i-claim na direct contracting ang applicable, gaya ng sinabi nyo, Mr. Chair, eventually, nagkaroon din ng bidding sa project. And hindi ko masabi enough, thank God. No? So, Anong nangyari na nagbago ang isip ng DICT, Mr. Chair, Mr. President?
Mr. President, I think there was a realization on their part that they have to strictly follow the GPPB regulations, Mr. President. Like what you mentioned, Mr. President, they studied the GPPB and they saw that the regulation is mandatory in terms of bidding and getting competitive pricing, President.
O nga pala, Mr. Chair, salamat sa pagpapaalala. Kahit nandun sila noon, sabi nga nila, sa pagitan ng lumang batas at yung IRR ng bagong batas, meron ng GPPB regulation. So, siguro, resolution. So, siguro yun yung isang lesson nating lahat moving forward na hindi pa man na-issue na yung IRRs ng isang bagong batas, we can always fall back on and in fact, rely on para gabayan tayo sa implementasyon ng mga programa, yung mga resolutions kahit ng executive, Mr. Chair. So, ano na po ang status ng procurement process, Mr. Chair, para sa Bayanihan SIM project?
So, Mr. President, the procurement is ongoing. 251 lots were already awarded and 109 lots for rebidding. Bakit rebidding? Field bid?
So, it's...
Nag-rebidding dahil po nag-failed bid. So, the target is they will distribute 1 million SIM cards within 12 months with 12-month internet service and 500,000 SIM cards by 2025 and the rest by 2026. So yun po yung target. And they will be, it's geared towards servicing 360 underserved communities, including 1,500 schools.
Alright.
Ang beneficiaries din po is about 5 million individuals. So marami-rami po.
Marami-rami po.
Yeah.
Opo. Salamat, Mr. Chair. Dadako rin ako sa isang follow-up question, maya-maya ng konti tungkol dun sa underserved communities. So, huling tanong na lang dito sa unang paksa, Mr. Chair. Nitong taon, naipasa na yung Konektadong Pinoy Act. So, paano po aapektuhan itong bagong batas itong proyekto moving forward? Nabasa natin na inaasahan ng DICT na may 2 hanggang 3 bagong telecom companies na papasok sa bansa sa mga susunod na taon.
Well, Mr. President, the Konektadong Pinoy is a competition bill. So it's geared towards attracting more players in the different segments of the internet connectivity segments. So, in other words, pwede na hong pumasok itong mga players in the different segments, last mile, middle mile, even yung mga entry points, Mr. President. So, hopefully we get we get cheaper pricing, better service, and mas malawak po na access para po sa ating mga kababayan. So, that's the direction of the Konektadong Pinoy.
Okay. Salamat, Mr. Chair. Yun naman yung inaasahan natin bilang mga mambabatas din na nakakatulong tayo magtayo ng isang policy framework na cohesive at nagtutulungan in effect yung mga iba't ibang batas na pinapasa natin para mag-facilitate ng mga tamang mga programa dito sa ating bayan. Good sponsor, Mr. Chair, Mr. President. Magsususpend muna po ako ng aking interpellation to give way to the interpellation of the good Senate President in the interest of time, Mr. Chair.
Yes,
Mr.
thank you.
President.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you,
President.
Senator Risa. The Senate President is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. And gratitude to Senator Risa Ontiveros, who is the Deputy Majority Leader, for allowing me to not exactly interject, but continue with the interpellations and suspend her interpellations, but I'm sure the chairman will allow the continuation of Senator Hontiveros, Mr. President, after my interpellations. There are certain concerns that I have to air, and at this point, you will have to forgive me, the Senate President. There are some chores that I have to do, so I will have to leave for a while at around 6:15. So thank you very much for allowing me, Your Honor, Senator Hontiveros. Mr. Chairman, just a few questions, if you will allow.
Yes, Mr. President, it will be an honor.
For the Cybercrime Investigation and Coordination Council, how do you monitor online marketplaces selling illegal substances and offering illegal service? Please notice on the screen, take note on the screen. I've come across peyote, which contains a mescaline, a banned substance. Are you aware that peyote or Lophophora williamsii is being sold on Shopee? Are you aware? This is a banned substance. Parang ano rito. May epekto ng pareho ng shabu, marijuana at kung ano yan.
Well, Mr. President, I'm actually shocked to see that this is being sold in in one of our popular marketplaces. Mr. President, the CICC is equipped with what they call the Threat Monitoring Center. So in other words, they can monitor this type of illegal substance or banned substance being sold in in different platforms, in the internet. But Mr. President, we also have another law that regulates the sale of this type of items in the platforms. This is the Internet Transaction Act law, in which the DTI is the one mandated to also monitor what's being sold in these platforms. But to answer your question, in short, capable po ang CICC to monitor this type of banned substance.
All right, so monitor, Your Honor. So what actions have you already undertaken with this? And did you answer my question of whether you were aware of this? And what actions you've already taken? Or if not, what actions will you undertake?
Well, Mr. President, so what the process is, they monitor it, they investigate, and if indeed this is these banned substances are being sold in our country, most especially it's being bought by our constituents, the CICC can recommend the takedown of actually, the takedown of the website itself. Yes. So, buong website to pwedeng ma-takedown. But it has to go through investigation and coordination with the DTI, being the regulator of these online platforms.
But this one being illegal substance, you must coordinate with the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency, not only with the DTI, for digital surveillance and takedown of the prohibited online listings.
Yes, Mr. President, we coordinate with different agencies, PDEA, also DTI, and in fact, because these are being sold in platforms, they also send notices to the platforms, or they alert the platforms or warn the platforms about this illegal substance being sold in their platform. So ang first nila is to warn the platforms. Pag hindi ho gumalaw in platforms, they can recommend for takedowns, Mr. President. So ganun yung kanilang process. But we have that capability to take it down.
That's good. That's good to know. But I would like to find out, and I would like to know later on, you can submit to the Senate, the proper committee, what you've done and what you're doing to address this particular concern. So, in the interest of time, let me move on to another topic. And this one is also,